On this adventure, my crewmate and I really wanted to get our hands dirty with some real pirate thieving. So this emissary really caught our eye.
You want me to just sword lunge off here? Good, because that's what I did. I don't know how well I'm going to defend the tent, but I will try my hardest.
I ran to guard the tent to make sure they couldn't lower their flag, and my crewmate went in blasting.
We are not going toward the Gold Hoarder's tent at all, so I'm gonna go for board.
On my way to board, I noticed this player just casually selling while his ship was sinking. So I blundered myself and threw another blunder into the ocean for absolutely no reason. And my nerves just got the best of me here, so don't judge me. I already know what my mistakes were. It's embarrassing. We were in a little bit of a stalemate. I needed him to come out into the open, and he wanted me to go in there so he could blunder me as soon as I come around the corner. But I wasn't going to let it be that easy for him, so I lured him out finally, and then I missed all of my shots.
Oh my goodness, I cannot. Okay, I'm just fighting this guy in the water. I died. I'll be back through the ferry.
While I was on the ferry, my crewmate let me know that they had boarded our boat. So when I was met with their blunderbuss, I was prepared with my own. Usually this is a great way to get them off of our ship quickly, and I'm usually more successful. But on this day, I was struggling. I couldn't land any of my shots, and I kept making the worst mistakes. It's so painful to watch, but I hope other people can relate to just having an off day.
I blundered myself, jeez.
And it's like I just couldn't stop making mistakes with this fight.
Oh, crap, that was her.
My crewmate finally got her off our boat, and we were able to start fixing right in time for a kraken.
This is not in our favor at all, is it?
So I did the thing I was good for in this game, and I just repaired the ship while my crewmate took care of the kraken so we can get back to the outpost to get that grade 5 Gold Hoarder's flag.
Yeah, they definitely still have somebody here. The mermaid is here. Oh, he's at the Sovereign's tent.
I wasn't doing great with the PvP on this session, so I wasn't going to give that guy a chance to get on board. Meanwhile, I saw the brig coming in, so I went for a distraction play.
They seem not happy.
Thankfully, I was doing a little bit better here in the naval situation. And meanwhile, my crewmate was on the island selling their treasure, recovering their flag, recovering one of their storage crates full of stuff, and he even found a rag and bones crate, which we needed for our 10th stolen one to deliver for the Bone Hall Bandit commendation. Even though they were getting some shots on me, I felt like I still had it pretty much under control. And then I noticed that my crewmate was shooting them from the island, so it was time for me to turn and make a move. In all honesty, they should have had me here. I should have sank, but somehow I survived. They let me repair, and it looked like they were going to leave, but they definitely weren't. So even though I have never ever sank a brig solo before, they really made me feel like I could. I was so glad to finally be doing something productive for our team by hitting these long distance shots. Meanwhile, my crewmate was on the island hiding the stuff that we had to take to other places, and then he noticed that they ran into the island when I was a little bit too far away to take advantage of it. So once he had everything hidden, he got back on board, and we were able to try to take him down again.
That was a death. Yeah, I heard. This is perfect. We are so low on cannonballs. After this, we are done. Oh, I have somebody trying to board. Oh, and now they're getting me from the island. Dang it.
It's really annoying to see how afraid I was of their boarder. I should have been able to take care of that, but instead I decided to stay in constant motion, which was keeping me busy, keeping me off the cannons, making me have to constantly try to get the angle to be able to hit their boat, which ultimately was just draining my supplies while I had to be solo because my crewmate was stuck on a really long black screen. His black screen was so bad that he ended up having to leave the game with everything in his pockets, which only exaggerated our drained supplies. Then a skelly sloop decided to aggro on me.
Stupid skelly sloop just aggroed on me. I need a plan though. I just have to leave, and we'll have to come back for the stuff because I have to get this thing off of me, and I can't do all the things with no supplies.
My crewmate was a little bit more optimistic about the skelly sloop situation, so I emptied my pockets and shot over to Wanderer's Refuge to see what other supplies I could get to keep us in this fight. But unfortunately, I was met with the most aggressive phantoms you could possibly think of, and any food supplies that I was getting, I was having to use immediately because I could not escape them. So this was a complete failure and we needed a new plan.
So the benefit to letting them sink us here is that we can come back and grab those things.
Our plan of sacrificing our ship was genius because it would give us a new ship with fresh supplies and it would let them have their sweet, sweet revenge. We hoped that that would be enough encouragement for them to leave the island so that then we could go and recover the loot that we had hidden. Seeing our boat sink was my cue to go hide on the island. I was going to wait until they left, and I knew that it was safe for us to go recover the stuff because we had some rowboats that we could just easily row away with it. But unfortunately, they were not willing to cooperate with our genius plan.
Look like they're about to ram the island. I see them running across the bridge. They're like beneath me, like around the tavern. Yeah, I think they're still looking for us. They're not looking for the stuff, they're looking for us. Like that guy has his blunderbuss out. I think I see you out there. Is there a skelly ship by you?
It seemed like the only thing that could get them to budge was seeing my crewmate on his way back to the island with another skelly boat. We realized that they weren't going to leave without a fight, so I repositioned and got ready for battle. Unfortunately, they never got into my cannon range, so I was put on babysitting duty, and instead of helping the fight, I just made sure they didn't find the loot.
They have not found the stuff.
Even though they sank us a second time, they still refused to leave.
Like, why are they choosing to make this their home?
While we were hiding, they used taunts to try to get us to come out. And at first it seemed funny until it took a racist turn. And yes, this has already been reported and taken care of. But at this time, I just wasn't interested in having any more conversation with them, and I was just even more annoyed that they were still here. Just like the first time we let them sink us, they wouldn't leave the island without a thorough search. And since this was going to be our 10th stolen rag and bones crate, we did not want to take the chance that they would find it if we left. So Hyder jumped out of hiding to sacrifice himself, and he was super successful because he was actually able to stay alive, get on their ship, and drop their sails to get them away from the island. Although they did end up sending my crewmate to the ferry, I was able to see them sail away through this little window. And after quite some time of not hearing anybody searching, I felt that it was safe enough to come out to make sure they were completely gone. As I said earlier, this is our 10th stolen rag and bones crate, so this one was a big deal for us. This one was also the one that took us the absolute most effort, but I'm really glad that we were able to steal it from this crew because they clearly didn't deserve it, and we got a grade 5 flag on top of it. After I loaded the rowboat with everything I needed, it was time to take the rag and bones crate to its destination. Thankfully, it needed to go to North Star Seapost, which was super close to where I was.
totally worth it.
It felt so great to get that commendation unlocked, so now it was time for the icing on the cake with that grade 5 Gold Hoarder's flag. Our ship spawned across the map, so we were supposed to meet at Reaper's hideout to sell the flag. But that's when I realized that I had a problem.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that flag is super stuck, and there was absolutely no way for me to get it out of the rowboat that I could see. So I figured I would just destroy the rowboat with blunder bombs, but it takes 4 blunder bombs and I only had 2, which left me to search the island while my crewmate was still sailing toward Reaper's hideout. Being only 1 blunder bomb short of destroying the rowboat to retrieve the flag, I had no choice but to wait for my crewmate. It was comforting to see that my crewmate was on the horizon, but he was really struggling with that storm. His frustrations were running high, and I was letting him know what I was dealing with on the island as well.
I'm just checking the same 5 barrels over and over again, hoping that a blunder bomb will just magically appear. So, I mean, I feel the same, well, probably not the same frustration.
He assured me that it was not at all the same frustration.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I apologize.
After validating his feelings and letting him know that his frustrations were for sure worse than mine, I still desperately wanted to get this flag out of this rowboat, and I had nothing better to do until he got there.
I got it.
Apparently, all I had to do was stand next to the rowboat to be able to pick it up from the rowboat. So naturally, as soon as I was able to get it, I sat on it like a goose on top of a golden egg until my crewmate got close enough with the boat so we could raise Reaper and sell the flag for yet another commendation. If you happened to stumble upon my channel, thank you so much for watching. I make videos to highlight some of my fun moments and to learn from my many mistakes. I'll be posting more videos in the future. Feel free to like and subscribe, or don't, because I'm just some stranger on the internet.